I just finished my reaction series to Serial Experiments Lain, and I decided, you know what? I don't know what the fuck just happened. I need a little bit of explaining. So we're gonna watch a Serial Experiments Lain iceberg video from Skeledras, I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, really AVGN-ified this intro. Probably so I don't get copyright claimed. Always like that. Like this intro. Real nice.
Warning. This video contains elements relating to mental health, suicide, and psychological trauma. If you have issues regarding these topics, I suggest you click off this video and check out one of my others.
I ain't no pussy. Let's keep going. Alright. Let's have an existential crisis.
Present time.
So for the past couple of years, I've been seeing this trend of people making videos on franchises and their respective icebergs on obscure lore, and I hadn't really seen one for Serial Experiments Lain before, so I thought I'd be the first to hop on it. What you are currently looking at is the Serial Experiments Lain iceberg. In this video, I'll be trying my best to tackle each entry relating to Lain as it gets progressively more and more obscure, and what it means based on my own research and interpretation. I have seen Lain before, however not very recently, so my memory on certain topics may be a little fuzzy.
Yeah, I literally just watched it. Like, I finished it the day before this video.
Before we dive into the iceberg, it has to be said, this will contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen Lain, I will suggest that you do so before continuing with this video. If you want to understand what I'm talking about and what I will be referring to, you gotta watch the show first. But don't worry, it's only 13 episodes long. Go on, I'll be here, waiting on you to...
Yeah, it's a 13 episode long anime that lasts a lifetime. Warning, it will fuck you up mentally. You'll have multiple existential crises.
Finish. Also, while I'm at it, I finally started to become a full-time YouTuber so I can continue to make videos for you all to enjoy.
Hey, welcome to the
However,
club.
videos
Good
like these
you,
take loads of time to make, so I'd appreciate your support. Just a simple like and subscribe will make my day. If you don't like my future content, you can always unsubscribe at any time. With that out of the way, let's jack into the Wired and dive into the Serial Experiments Lain iceberg.
Woo! The moment that I've all been waiting for.
Duvet. This entry refers to the main theme song of Serial Experiments Lain called Duvet by the band Boa. Boa is an alternative indie band based in London. I'm sure you've heard it before. Everyone and their mother certainly has due to TikTok. Knights of the Eastern Calculus. The Knights of the Eastern Calculus, or the Knights, are a secret society of pseudonymous, notorious, and highly skilled computer hackers. Throughout the show, the Knights are one of the main groups that attempt to seduce Lain into joining.
Yeah, I'm still not 100% on who the Knights actually are and what they do.
Them. The Knights worship a god named Deuce and wish to use Lain to merge the real world with the Wired. They are responsible for the use and distribution of the Psyche chip seen in episode 3. The Psyche chip is an add-on chip that enhances the power of Navi computers. The Psyche chip can connect to the Wired without the use of devices such as keyboards and mice.
Right, so I knew the events that were happening throughout it, I just didn't know the backstory of why everything was happening. That's what I was pretty much confused about.
Instead, it allows full range and full motion. Basically SAO's VR, but without the whole die in the game, die in real life thing. Lain has DID. This refers to the mental health condition known as dissociative identity disorder, a disorder characterized by the presence of 2 or more distinct personality states. Each personality may have a unique name, personal history, and characteristics. DID is usually...
Yeah, it's like a weird metaphor of like, the person that you are online is not the same person that you are in real life, but it kind of is the same person. It's so weird, because it's so true. It's truer now than ever before.
Reaction to trauma. We clearly see Lain show traits belonging to DID. She exhibits multiple personality disorder, amnesia, a blurred sense of self, distorted perception of reality, depression, and a whole slew of other symptoms. In the show, we see 3 versions of Lain. Lain Iwakura, Lain of the Wired, and Evil Lain. Lain Iwakura being her childish, shy self. Lain of the Wired being cold, calm, and highly intelligent. And Evil Lain being vicious and taunting.
Yeah, man, when Evil Lain came about, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Is Lain the villain this whole time?
Lain switches between her other selves, often forgetting actions she's done when another personality takes over. Bear pajamas. This entry refers to the bear kigurumi that Lane occasionally wears, becoming a meme in the fandom. Also, this could refer to the fact that Lane wears it when she's sad, akin to a security item.
I didn't notice that.
Excella. In
That what
Lane,
Excel
Excella
World's
is
based
a
on?
smart drug. The drug secretes a hormone that influences the user's sense of
I thought
time,
it was a bug.
accelerates your very consciousness, and speeds up your brain's ability to calculate. Excella
So it's basically the limitless drug.
is very important to wired users due to giving you the ability to move closer to the speed of the wired itself.
That's pretty fast.
Let's all love Lane.
By now, it'd be like the speed of light, right? That's what fiber optic is. Am I correct on
This
this?
refers to a line spoken around the end of the series. It's kind of become a meme in the Lane fanbase. The line itself is just kind of creepy due to all humanity becoming aware of Lane and her connection to the Wired, basically worshipping her as a god.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Blood pools. Now, this one was hard to find anything about. The only few
Yeah, not knowing if Lane was or wasn't God really twisted my brain.
recorded pools of blood that's in Lane is the one caused by Masatsugu Shoko, a mother and member of the Knights who committed suicide, and the other, a murder that happened right in front of Lane at Siberia, which is
Oh,
a
that's
local
what that
Knights club.
symbol was everywhere. I thought she was just using something that the symbol was on. Okay.
Despite that,
I
I did
gotcha.
find a theory stating that the strange shadows in Lane's neighborhood look like blood pools, and that the blood pools represent the Wire's influence beneath the surface of reality.
Right? Yeah, I was always wondering about
Men
them
in
shadows.
No, not the movie franchise, but rather the real-world idea of Men in Black, usually referring to powerful shadowy people dressed in black suits. However, in the show we see two men in black watch over and stalk Lane.
Yeah, I never really was 100% on
The
who those
nightmare
guys
of
really were.
fabrication.
Like, I understand that they were working against Lane and the Wired and all of that, and was trying to keep the real world, but like, why? They were just there doing that.
This entry refers to a 19-page one-off doujin written by Yoshitobi Abe, who illustrated and did the original character designs for the series of Lane. In the book, it opens with Lane desperately wanting to talk to someone. She takes her toy dog Bike and decides to build a body for it, thinking that her ties to others will keep her from not existing, implying isolation will lead to her own suicide. After Bike's new body is completed, she plays with it for a bit before Bike begins to utter her name. The machinery then fails and the toy explodes. Airi calls out to Lane and comforts her, giving her a replacement which she opposes since she knows is not the original. Airi says that all she has to do is override her own memory and tells her that she has killed Bike several times before, making Lane continue to question her own memory.
Whoa.
Lane has an anxiety attack and wakes up thinking that it was just a bad
That's
dream,
fucking insane.
until she notices the tattered bell collar
Yeah,
from
man.
the
This is why you don't erase memories, no matter how bad they are.
exploded Bike. Lane tries
It's
to
such a
suppress the
slippery
memory
slope.
and forget the whole thing.
Layer 03.
Wired sound for wired people. This entry is about a Neo Cities Lane fan site that gained popularity due to its creepy nature and hidden ARG elements. It was first popularized by YouTube creators Mutahar and Luigi Kid Gaming.
I did not know that.
The Gotcha Girl.
Gotcha, girl.
This entry refers to a minor character in episode 4 known as the Gotcha Girl, due to her most iconic line. In her first appearance, we see her chasing a high school senior at night. Once she catches up to him, she
Oh,
says
yeah, that
gotcha,
little girl.
but not
Yeah.
in the little girl's voice, but rather an adult's. I have no idea if this entry is referring to something deeper about Gotcha Girl, as this
No,
is
I think this was just a creepy thing.
the only thing about her besides another appearance when she bumps into Lane and drops her stuffed animal.
Yeah, I think it was just something creepy to throw in there.
Solipsism.
I think there was a lot of that.
Solipsism is a word defined as the view or theory that the self is all that can be known to exist. This entry is loosely tied to Lane, as we know the anime to tackle and hint towards philosophical topics relating to ourself and our psyche. Despera. This entry is about a light novel with a planned anime by the creator of Serial Experiments Lain, Chiaki Konaka. Despair was planned to be a spiritual successor to Lain with art by Yoshitoshi Abe. Ever since its announcement in 2008, it has been stuck in development hell, with the only update being in April of 2021, where Konica revealed that most of the plot had been reworked. SEL was made as an ad for the PS1 game.
What?
This one is
There a
quite
game for
straightforward.
this?
Whoever made this iceberg probably included this one as a tongue-in-cheek joke, as the anime came before the game, although the game was released
shit.
while Lain was on air. Also, the game
Okay.
and anime both have completely different plots and themes.
All right. I might have to check that out.
Layer 04.
Is he not going to talk about it? That's cool. That's cool with me. I'll check it out.
WSFWP login screen. This entry refers back to the NeoCities fan site, Wired Sound for Wired People. Apparently, access to the site is hard to acquire due to it being invite only and strict, as you cannot ask for access.
I don't
The
want it.
Roswell Incident
I don't
Connection.
want access.
This entry refers to the real-world Roswell
Aliens.
incident where UFO crash landed in Roswell, New Mexico. The
I
incident
feel like it was kind of pointing at the fact that we got all of our technology from aliens. I think that's what that was. The wired came from aliens. I think the internet came from aliens. Well, I don't think that. I think that's what this is trying to allude to.
remains ambiguous, with claims from eyewitnesses
I don't
and
know
government
really how we got
cover-ups.
the internet.
However, in episode 9, a narrator
We might have
explains the
built it.
real-life incident in detail. Lain is a savant. This entry refers to a theory that Lain has savant syndrome. A savant is defined as a learned person, essentially a scholar or a philosopher. However, savant syndrome is a condition where someone with significant mental disabilities demonstrates superhuman skills. For example, think of a human
calculators?
or someone
Yep.
with advanced memory. This could definitely fit Lain, as we see that she shows an elevated prowess with technology as she builds and upgrades her Navi. Also, in the Serial Experiments Lain PS1 game, the term savant is thrown around and used to classify Lain by her therapist.
Okay. So she's a savant.
Secret code in SCL art books. This entry is straightforward. Both art books for Serial Experiments Lain contain codes that could be converted into a file. The Lain fanbase has attempted to crack this code using numerous data deciphering methods. As of this video, the codes have not been cracked yet, but people suspect it's just an image. I myself tried using bin hex editors, but I was unable to decipher anything.
Yeah, it is probably just random.
Phantoma runs on the Quake engine. In Lain, Phantoma is a popular MMORPG that's a front for KIDS, or Kids, a secret project to harness the collective psychic power of children. The game is mostly based around killing players and monsters. I believe the Quake engine part
There was a lot of focus on psychic children at around the time that this came out. That's crazy. That whole thing was crazy. There used to be like all kinds of documentaries on TV about it all the time.
this entry
Seen a
could
few
refer
of
to
them.
the in-game sequence looking similar to graphics of games made inside the Quake engine. It could also refer to the production team of the anime actually utilizing the Quake engine to record Phantoma's segments.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man.
Layer 05.
It looked straight up like a video game.
Mika became a biological modem. Near the end of the series, strange occurrences
Right?
happened to Mika, such as hallucinations due
Yeah,
to the
what was with
influence of the
that?
Wired. Fans have thought this was due to the Knights either drugging or reprogramming her brain to sabotage Lane's Navi. This entry is truly obscure, and I tugged on every string I could to interpret what it meant.
Beep, beep. That shit was
Watch
weird.
out for
Creeped
static
me out.
electricity.
Never got answers.
This entry refers to episode 3 where Taro tells Lane to beware static electricity when building her Navi. Later in the same episode, Lane is seen in her underwear surrounded by Navi parts as Mika walks in and asks why she's dressed like that. There's also a reoccurring noise in the series of power lines humming and buzzing. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland inspiration.
Yeah, that
This
was
entry
obvious.
refers to the creator of Lane,
It was mentioned a
Chiaki
couple
Konaka,
times.
being a fan of the Lewis Carroll book Alice in Wonderland. Konaka wrote for a low-budget TV show called Alice 6, which shares elements and references to Alice in Wonderland. Similarly in Lane, there's a character named Arisu, the Japanese pronunciation of Alice. Konaka has also been known to be a fan of the PlayStation 1 game Alice in Cyberland.
Hey, I know that game.
Green and red sweater. This entry refers to the appearance of a classic gray alien in episode 9 and 11. The alien was
Yeah, I
originally
wanna know
one of the
about
other
that.
lanes wearing a green and red sweater. The sweater could be a reference to the movie
Wait a minute. 9? 11? Did they call 9/11?
Elm Street's Freddy Krueger, further adding to the creepy element.
Are aliens behind 9/11?
Layer 06.
Yeah, the IRL reset,
Lane
man.
Tulpa. Before I decided to make this video, I researched this one entry because it kind of caught my eye, and boy is it a doozy. Tulpa is a concept of mysticism and the paranormal of a sentient construct created by spiritual or mental powers. It originates from the 20th century Tibetan word sprulpa, which means manifestation. Tulpa in modern day were referred to as imaginary friends and mostly associated with children. It has been said that loneliness and social anxiety cause people to pick up the practice. However,
Wait a minute. Are you talking about Imagination Land?
relating to Lane, I have no idea. It could be that the other Lanes, her friends and family, or whoever, are Tulpa-like manifestations that Lane herself created. Laneism, real-life religion.
What?
This entry refers to
Okay.
Laneism, a religion based on the anime. To quote Mebius, some may ask, what is Laneism? I would tell them that it is a faith, one that takes a different shape within each believer. There are some basic tenets, but most agree on a few crucial points. Lane is the center of the faith. She is the guiding light upon which our decisions become based. We study her word, feel the resonance, and watch for traces in the wired.
I could see this becoming like an actual, real, legitimate religion. Like a cyberpunk style religion in the future. I could see it. And like everybody knows that it's based on a cartoon, and that's the point of it, and that's what gives it power. There's people are crazy.
At the base, it's a cult created around a construed omnipotent power. Using the
Yeah,
term
it's a
cult
cult.
in the sense that it is unusual
Fucking
and
weird.
differs from a common religion. This is due to the fact that it's lacking a true social and traditional aspect. It has been proven that Lanists tend to have converging interests in art, music.
Like, what is it with people turning media such as Star Wars and Serial Experiments Lain into religions, into cults? Why? People really will just latch on to anything and worship it, man.
Music and practices to an extent, and several traditions have formed as well as a unique jargon. This Knight's concept of the requirements to be a Lanist is that one must simply love Lane, in whatever way that manifests and behave in such a way that your Lane would approve. If you'd like to visit the site to learn more, there will be a link in the description.
I am terrified of Lane. No.
The
Lane is
episode
not my
13
god.
reset happened IRL. This entry refers
That's
to the
why.
events in
Shit
episode
like that is
13,
why.
where
I don't
Lane
want my
resets the
memories
world
reset.
and erases everyone's memory of her existence. For this entry to imply this reset happened in real life,
Damn, my internet keeps cutting out right at the end of this. Okay.
that must mean Lane must have once existed physically, but we all have no recollection of her. Nah, but seriously, this entry is just a little
Did she? Did any of it even happen? Was it all just a dream, a manifestation of the internet collective just coming up with a story? Was it all just fake? Was it just an anime? I think that's probably what it was. It's just so meta that it comes right around to just being an anime. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications, and check this guy out. I got him linked down there in the description. It was an awesome video. I'm gonna subscribe and like. See you in the next one.